What's up everyone, Coach David here, Mr. Defiance Training. So, I'm in the middle of training abs, just got finished with a main back workout. So, always finish off with abs. I'm only doing 2 exercises, so I thought why not film it? It just so happened that these 2 are my absolute favorite ab exercises. Now, when I say abs, I'm not talking about core. If you haven't already, I have another video showing a quick 5-minute ab workout, but in that video I emphasize it's core, it's all the muscles around. These 2 specifically, I'm focusing right here on the 6-pack or 8-pack, depending on how lean you are. I'm actually focusing on just these muscles right here. So I like 2 movements. Let me show you the first one. So the first one I like to do is going to be a lying leg raise, but I like to do it on the bench. You can also do it on the floor. There's nothing wrong with that. I just like it on the bench better because I can put my hands behind it and grab it so that my torso doesn't come up. All it looks like is like this. Okay? Notice anything? You should have. I didn't only raise my leg, I raised my legs and lifted my hips off the ground just a tad bit. The reason why is because let's look at the function of our abs. What do they allow? They allow for spinal flexion. Spinal flexion, what that means is from this, an upright position, to crunching right here. That crunch motion, you see how my back is round now? That's all abs right there. This is what you want. The abs are what allow you to do this. Sit-ups, crunches, that movement, abs. You can thank that for these little guys right here. So if you're just doing a leg raise like this, notice my abs, notice my back. There's no crunching, there's none of that spinal flexion. But if I were to do the leg raise along with that little extra hip lift, now I'm going into that flexion that we want. So again, legs and hip. Legs, boom, that hip, that little extra hip lift, that's what's gonna make all the difference. That's the way I feel. When I just do regular leg lifts, I don't feel much in my abs, but I do feel it right here in my hip flexors. But when I do that hip lift, oh my God, now I feel it in the abs. Other key points to keep in mind: knee straight, toes pointed out, slow on the way down. So again, knee straight, toes pointed up, hip lift, slow on the way down. You don't want to come down too hard because then your legs might fall all the way to the ground. I like to go just low enough to the point where my legs are parallel with the ground or in line with the rest of my body, so it looks like I'm one straight line. That's the first exercise. Let's look at the second one. For the second exercise, you're going to need some type of cable machine. You don't have cables, you can use a band. You're just going to need something high to tie it up onto. For example, the top post of a squat rack, power rack, pull-up bar, whatever. What I like to do is on a cable, set it up nice and high, set the pulley up nice and high, and attach a rope. Put a decent amount of a decent amount of weight on there. So all we're gonna be doing are cable crunches, or you can do a banded crunches as well. So for this one, I'm down on my knees. I'm gonna scoot myself back to the point where if my arms are extended, the weight is already off. So if you're at a regular gym and then the machines had a weight stack, go back far enough to the point where your arms are extended and the weight is off the weight stack. So right here, you can see I'm finally lifting up. From right here, I like to keep my hands in a position where my elbows are tucked and my hands are right in front of my forehead. You see, I'm literally right here. And from right here, again, we're gonna go into that spinal flexion that we're talking about, punching the back, rounding it. A lot of times I see people at the gym do these, but they're only bending at their hip and keeping their back straight. So they're only doing this. Now that could be because many times when we lift, we always hear the term, always keep your back straight. But keep in mind, abs allow us to bend like that, to crunch. So if you need an easier cue for this exercise, just think of it like you're trying to get your chest to touch your knees. So again, you see, my back starts off nice and straight, but I'm trying to get my chest to touch my knee, really crunching it, and then back up. Now, for the leg raises, I said I don't want to go into too much hyperextension in my lower back, but for this one, I like going up a little bit higher because I like to feel a nice good stretch on my abs, especially with the weight. If I'm staying back here, but the weight's pulling me up, I feel that stretch right in my ab, and it allows me for more range of motion. So for both of these exercises, I will typically go 3 to 4 sets, and oftentimes superset it back to back, 3 to 4 sets each of typically 10 to 15 reps. I would like to go a little bit higher on these, and I always do them at the end of a workout just to burn them off, because you always want direct core work and ab work. A lot of people say, oh, if you squat heavy, bench, deadlift heavy enough, that's enough ab work, core work. I like to hit it directly as well. So these are just 2 of my absolute favorite ab exercises. There's plenty more out there, as these just happen to be the 2 that I found over the years work best for me. With that being said, if you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram, and the link will be down in the description below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you all next time.